So ladies and gentlemen, on the channel recently, I think it's fair to say I have covered the big issue we all know about within women's sports quite a bit. I do apologize, but every so often at this point, there is a new situation. I tell you now, I'm losing count. So to all these woke leftist liberals who sit there every single day without fail and they go,
"Oh, it's not happening, people are making it up."
Have a day off, because it's a huge problem. Such a huge problem, in fact, get this, I saw this yesterday, that allegedly women have lost 890 medals due to men competing in their sport. 890 medals. But again, it's not happening, right? Nope. Not at all, and somehow, some way, please, somebody explain this to me. These medals are just disappearing into thin air. I know, it's stupid, right? Anyway, with this whole issue, we are seeing, as we go further into the future, more and more people becoming vocal about it. However, we are still at this point where someone could speak out against this and face consequences, because everybody must accept everything. People must accept men going into women's sports because it's stunning, brave, progressive, and if you don't, oh, you're mean, you're hateful, you're a bigot, you're a transphobe, and you must be cancelled. Gets so tiresome, but it leads us to this video today, and you've all seen the title and thumbnail. Yeah, I cannot believe what is going on, and we're going to get straight into this one because you need to see this. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, if you could, as always, make sure to leave a like rating, as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description, and let's get into this one. You know, this headline is so ridiculous, I don't even want to read it out, because if I do, I fear I'm going to lose all the brain cells I've got left. Girl with suspected autism faces 12-match ban for asking transgender opponent, "Are you a man?" How dare she? A girl footballer with suspected autism is facing a ban of up to 12 matches for asking an adult transgender opponent, "Are you a man?" So she even has suspected autism, yet they haven't taken that into consideration. All they've taken, from what it seems like anyway, the feelings of this dude. That just shows you how much power this has at the moment. In the latest case to raise major questions about the Football Association's ongoing failure to ban those born male from the women's game, why are they even competing against girls in the first place? The 17-year-old has been left distraught at being charged by her county FA over a remark made during a match against a trans-inclusive club. I'm not going to say anything. She was charged last month with saying, "Are you a man? That's a man. Don't come here again," or similar comments during what was a pre-season friendly back in July. Even if she did say that, does that warrant a 12-match ban? Absolutely not. In documents seen by Telegraph Sport, the girl admits asking a player she describes as having a beard, "Are you a man?" She also admits asking the referee for guidance about the player's eligibility to participate in women's football, given my concern for my safety after already suffering a number of overly physical challenges. So this girl is concerned about her safety, as every girl should be when they're competing against a dude, especially in a contact sport, and because she perhaps simply asked the question and maybe said other things, who knows, she is now facing a 12-match ban. What message is that sending to everybody else? Again, you cannot say anything. You must accept it. If you come against a dude in your sport, don't say anything. What are we doing here? But she has denied doing so constituted transphobia, or that she made any comments that could be construed as such. While Telegraph Sport understands, the referee also heard nothing he deemed to be discriminatory, so the referee didn't hear anything bad, and yet she's still getting into trouble. So it seems like somebody's feelings got really hurt here and they want this girl to be punished. The girl was charged after the opposition club lodged a complaint via Kick It Out, English football's anti-discrimination watchdog, which included testimony from the trans player and that team's captain accusing her of persistent transphobia. Well, what does transphobia mean today? Because it seems like that definition changes on a day-to-day basis. Yesterday it meant something else, today it means something completely different, tomorrow it will be something else. You can't just label what everybody says as transphobia, right? But she faces a 6 to 12 match ban if found guilty during a hearing later this month, and she and her mother have decided to speak out about her plight because they feel they have been left with no choice. Well, I'm glad they're speaking out because we need to know what is going on here. Telegraph Sport has agreed to conceal her identity due to her being a child and her being on the assessment pathway for autism. It is a common trait of people with autism that they can struggle to recognize gender. In a written statement submitted in her defense, the girl said she had become confused about the participation of the trans player during during the match in question due to the latter wearing jewelry and sunglasses and not being in the opposition kit. Trust me, it's not just you that's confused. We're all confused here. She added, the moment the player clarified they were transgender, which I previously hadn't considered, I respected their answer fully, dropped the situation, and immediately shifted my focus back to the game before seeking guidance from the referee. At no point was my question meant to be hurtful or malicious, as I only intended to seek clarity in an unfamiliar situation. Knowing now that the player was transgender, I understand that there were better ways to approach this question. I mean, it's just a question at the end of the day. Nobody should be punished for asking questions. She said she was then accosted during a drinks break by the opposition captain, who told her she should not have an issue with playing a trans opponent. And get a grip, every single girl and woman should have an issue with playing a trans opponent. It shouldn't be happening. Again, especially in a contact sport like football where people can get seriously injured. But it seems like this captain doesn't care because it's a trans-inclusive club and all they care about is inclusivity and not upsetting people's feelings. Please accept men being in your sport, otherwise you're mean, you're hateful, don't say anything. These people are all the same. She added, I raised a concern about the risk of serious injury as a 17-year-old girl playing against a biological male who was much larger than me and a very physical player, which was a possible safety issue as I did not want to get dangerously injured right before the start of the new season. Despite this, I made it clear that if the player met the eligibility criteria of the FA, I would respect the rules and accept the risk involved in continuing to play the match. My safeguarding officer and the referee were both present for this conversation. While I personally do not care what criteria the FA have, men should not be competing against women. And apparently, still, at this point, that is controversial to say. She said she was truly disheartened that these allegations have been made against me, stressing I have always supported and respected the diversity within my team, including members who are in the LGBTQIA+ community. Well, that doesn't really matter because as soon as you speak out against one thing, they'll cast you out. Again, you have to accept everything. Those are just the rules that they play by. The girl's mother told Telegraph Sport none of her daughter's teammates have been approached to make statements ahead of an upcoming hearing, but they were 100% behind her. Well, I think they should, but perhaps maybe they're scared of facing consequences, and people want to tell me that freedom of speech exists in this country. Yeah. I don't think so. She said the trans woman quizzed by her daughter was one of two opponents who appeared to have been born male. Two opponents. Two dudes competing. The mother also revealed that she had contacted the county FA after the friendly to raise concerns about the duo's participation due to the two clubs also being in the same league. They've both obviously gone through full male puberty, so they're bigger, faster, stronger in every way than the girls that they're playing against. The biological advantage. Yet you can't state that still at this point because that is so offensive. She said a lengthy ban could see her daughter sidelined for the entire season, something she branded hugely unfair, which it is. She added, I'm just furious, but I'm genuinely furious about this whole issue. Blaming the FA's failure to ban those born male from the women's game for what had transpired, she said her daughter was also quite willing to take a stand, adding, she's not willing to take this lying down. Even at 17, she's brave enough to stand up. Well, she's braver than a lot of people, and it's clear to see she's smarter than the full-grown woke leftist liberal because they still seem to think all of this is okay. They still seem to think that as soon as a dude goes, oh, I'm a woman now, that then makes them a woman, and then they can compete against other women in their sports. The club who filed the complaint against her has been approached for comment. I guarantee you they won't say anything. The county FA said it was aware of the incident, adding, however, we are unable to comment as this incident is part of an ongoing investigation. The case will be heard by a national serious case panel in due course. The fact so much time is being used to take this to an investigation is crazy. This is what we're doing now. Yeah. Now, we can only hope that this girl gets justice and she doesn't lose this case. If she loses this case and she gets a 12-match ban or a 6 to 12 match ban, which could be the consequence, what do you even say about that? The fact that girls now can be punished for saying things to a dude who should not be competing against women in the first place. Yeah, everybody involved with taking this to an investigation and not just throwing it out should be ashamed. You really should. Leave your thoughts down below on this, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts on this whole story? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. You know the drill by now. But until next time, it has been your host, JD. Have a great day. Stay safe, and I'm out. Peace. I need a nap because these brain cells, they're gone.